p.m. February 16th will now come to order. Roll call.
Councillor Lewis.
Here.
Councillor Rousey.
Here.
Councillor Koivunen.
Here.
Mayor Basalovich.
Here. Approval of minutes, City Council workshop meeting February 2nd, and approval of minutes of City Council meeting February 2nd. Anybody have any changes or discussion? If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve these minutes. Motion made by Rousey. We have a support. Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of tonight's agenda. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add, change, or take off? It's pretty basic. If not, I'll call for a motion and we approve tonight's agenda as written. Motion made by Koivunen. Do I have a support? Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We have no appointments or presentations. And if anybody from the public would like to address the council at this point, we allow 5 minutes. Don't all stand up at once now. You gotta go to the mic one at a time. Okay, then. You had your chance. The consent agenda, approval of payroll, January 16th through the 31st. Call for a motion that we approve the payroll.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis. Do I have a support? Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. At this point, I will suspend the regular Eveleth City Council meeting to hold a public hearing for Roosevelt Avenue and Douglas Avenue Sanitary Sewer Replacement Project Facilities Plan. At this time, I would like to open the public hearing. And do we have anyone from the audience or?
Anybody on the phone?
Anybody on the
Still
phone?
got the music. If somebody had joined, the music would be gone.
Okay, should give it about 5-10 minutes. No? Okay.
Give it the.
Well, I mean, wait till you're done with the resolution, the new business, and then John will do a disconnect.
Good at that.
Do you want to do a summary of the project briefly?
Yeah, go ahead, Al.
Okay, so St. Louis County is looking at in 2022 replace or improving a section of Roosevelt from Vale Road up to this past Pierce Street, and then also Douglas Avenue from Garfield all the way to Temple Place, and then Temple Place back to Grand Park Avenue. And in them stretches, this facility plan just addresses the aging sanitary sewer. Specifically, the sanitary sewer requires a facility plan to be prepared for this project. But it addresses the aging facility, infrastructure, water and sewer. And on Roosevelt, there's approximately $349,000 in the city's funds that would be needed to be budgeted for between water and sanitary sewer replacement. On the Douglas portion, there's $390,000 worth of utilities between water and sanitary sewer that would be part of this project. And I do have in the facility plan, I don't know if you guys will see, I have one copy with me I can share or leave with you. That's figures of the conditions and such of the utilities, or the sanitary sewer specifically. Anyone wants to look at it?
How old is that? Because I remember when they did it, I don't know how many years ago. Nah, we're
here too.
Yeah, why don't you just leave it there, Al? It's,
That kind of, in a nutshell, covers it. If there are more specific questions, we can try to help answer.
because I can't remember when that was done, remember? At Roosevelt.
For the last 5 years of my employment for the city, I can testify that we had at least 20 tons of blacktop on that Roosevelt section.
Okay.
In one hole at a time.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't get it assigned to there, that's all that there
top just.
The top? I know
You
that.
fill that constant.
That's because we needed to do the total reconstruction.
And now it's
and
gonna be
everything.
nice.
Yeah.
And this goes along with it was our 5-year plan, but it's a more year plan, and we gotta fix the streets that are the worst in the city. And that just so happens to be terrible on top, terrible on the bottom.
Get them all fixed at once, nice.
Yeah.
Well, when you get these winters where it gets warm like that, then it freezes. Just, that's the perfect formula for wrecking the streets, you know? Well, on that note, I think we'll close the public hearing and reconvene the regular council meeting. We have no unfinished business and we'll go to new business. Resolution accepting Roosevelt Avenue and Douglas Avenue sanitary sewer replacement project facilities plan. Motion made by Koivunen. Do we have a support? Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item 2, resolution authorizing the city of Eveleth to make application to and accept funds from the Minnesota Department of Iron Range Resources and Rehabilitation for Roosevelt Avenue and Douglas Avenue sanitary sewer replacement project. No one has any questions? Have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis. Do I have a support?
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Let's see here, item 3. Resolution declaring vacancy in the office of city council. I know, this is the second time we're passing it, Jackie?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No one has any questions, call for a motion. So moved. Motion made by Rousey, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item number 4, consider accepting the cemetery committee's recommendation to increase cemetery rates.
This was, we discussed this, councilors, Corbin and Rousey, staff, Jerry and myself. Jerry put this together here, and looks like May of 2010 was the last time the prices have increased down at the cemetery. And if you look to the right of it, I mean, we'd like to increase them a little bit, and it varies from roughly $50 to $100 on the majority of them, except for like the 4 grade lots. And that still brings us lower than surrounding cities for the most part. So, the Gilbert, Chisholm, Aurora, we're right under them, or just in the middle there. And if you look to the far right, for the single graves and the burials and the ash holes.
I laughed last time you said that.
The plots that we sold last year, I mean, it would have been about $3,000 more for the 2020, year 2020. So that's something that we're proposing to do, I guess, now. Keep up with the other local cities.
Thank you for the work you put in on that, gentlemen and ladies.
And
Well-
just for the record, when he said assholes, I laughed the same way.
Well,
That's a little kid in me.
I was told not to say that.
You know, it wasn't that big of a raise, you know, but, you know, we gotta cover costs and
Well-
it's still,
If we don't keep up with the other cities, people will be dying to come here.
Oh, man,
wow.
you are terrible.
I'm sorry.
You know that, they did such a great job last year in maintaining that cemetery, Summer. It would really look good. I gotta ton of compliments from people.
You know, it's kind of funny because I'm by there every day and it was like when I was a kid, we'd start at one end of Grandpa's land and by the time we got to the other end, we'd have to start all over. And that was just what they were doing
Yep.
and they kept it very nice.
There was some
Good summer
other,
help.
Yeah.
there was some other discussion too for, it's almost like little pocket parks with the centerpiece for ashes above ground.
Mm-hmm.
And they look very nice.
Yes, very nice.
And economical and a land saver, which of course you realize that we're running out of land there eventually. We're up against the mountain now.
Eventually, we'd like to bring that to the council for
But just
consideration.
to keep your minds open on that, they look
really
They
nice.
look very nice, and I like the pocket park type idea.
It almost looks like a big
It's a,
post office box.
Oh, is that
But it's
right?
for ashes.
well,
But not
there's
a
a
true-
coffee here called Columbarium. They have several different types, but that could be in the future because
We're
running
nice
out
and
of
walk
land
up.
and this would save some stuff and this for ashes and we could have
Thought it was good that
a nice cement walkway to it with some benches.
Yeah, they spent walkway up there.
It's sort of like the Veterans Memorial
Yeah,
down there, only, a little bit more space, but it saved a lot of room for us.
well, you're getting more people who are going that direction. You know. Me, I don't care what they do with me when I croak, to be honest with you. So if
It's
they wanna
just your mortal husk, bud.
burn me up or whatever, that's,
No, can't burn.
Just your-
Tales from the crypt, can't get to it.
Anyway, I think that was something that was needed to be done, just to get current with you, and we're not, like I said, we're not top dog, or whatever.
I think once we figure out how we wanna do it, we have a couple meetings and stuff, we can bring it to the council, and I really think that would be, throw one or two of them in just for an option.
Yeah.
Because it'll look nice out there.
So it looked very nice.
Yep.
And in that new section, I'm sure.
I think that if you had a plan,
Middle of summer or by fall, we're running out of space down below right now, so.
if you had a plan, right, you could have it already pre-sold.
Yeah, you could.
Filled, you know what I mean, people sign up for it, whatever. A
We
lot
could
of
try
people
one
still
and
have
go from
their,
there.
a lot of people still have their loved ones at home. Too,
Oh, yeah.
you know, that might want to place them in eternal rest in such a nice facility, so. But it's something to think about. I thought it was a great idea.
We also threw the idea of maybe a pet park, a pet cemetery somewhere down the line. Because like myself, I got both of my dogs in the garage. And I had them cremated
I
and
got one on the mantle.
you know what? They don't shed now, they don't eat much, so. But I mean, just seriously, we're looking at something like that maybe.
You wonder why you get hollered at after that scene. Holy man. No, it's, the problem is you get too behind on these rates, then you really gotta jack things up, and that's always a bad deal there.
Yeah.
You keep up with the times. And I think, we should accept this recommendation and call for a motion.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Rousey, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item number 5, exclusive listing agreement for city-owned property, which is the old city gravel pit. I guess, I don't know, I don't know what's going on, if the state's gonna do anything with it. There's a lot of complainers. They're afraid a dump truck is gonna wake them up in the morning, but a dirt bike doesn't make any noise. So I don't get it.
I'm privy to some information that possibly they were looking at just putting offices in there for the time being, just taking the land, putting offices, and then keeping their trucks wherever they're gonna do that. What Bill was talking, I got that out of pretty reliable sources. But I haven't been informed, and no one's come up and said, John, this is going on.
Well, that's it. I'd like to list it, because you know what I mean, you get
Oh, yeah.
the right buyer. What do we
You say
care?
These are the rumors.
Yeah.
I can't substantiate anything, so it's a rumor.
I have a question. Do we have a lot of gravel in that gravel pit?
I wouldn't say gravel, we have a lot of,
Sugars.
pit run, you know, is what we use. We don't have any, there's no class 5 or gray rock or anything
So
like
it's
that.
really not beneficial to us.
Not as a gravel pit.
We stockpile a lot of it. I mean, we take out of there for all of our water digs or.
Well, that's what I was gonna
anything
say.
else.
Let's say somebody came up and made us an offer. Could we go out there before we sell it and haul some and put it someplace so we have access to it?
We kind of discussed that a little bit. We're just need to find the right place where we can
Okay,
stockpile it.
that's
I
just my
guess.
thought. That's what we'd have to do is stockpile
I
it.
mean, when we knew this was kind of coming up, we started hauling a little bit more at the shop. We made some more room down there, but I guess before we know what's going on, it would be nice to get as much out of there as we.
Can you use that Ellis location
I
to
was just thinking
stockpile
the same thing. Couldn't
that?
we stockpile it down there?
Can you stockpile it down there since we can't really do anything with it?
I mean, we're stockpiling snow, so why couldn't we put dirt down there and eventually we're gonna fence that off when we find it, you know, and then we'd have it.
Instead of getting it so cluttered, you know, down by the garage.
Right. I mean, if there was enough room down there, we possibly could maybe make something happen down there. But then again, that's our snow dump too, so that's gonna take up some of the room for that, you know, with the snow dumps. You know, we cleared out that big pile of clay and everything from behind the shop right now, so we do have
Oh,
quite a
okay.
bit more room back there right now, but.
So you guys are
We're
already
not
thinking of
that
it,
because
so.
we're gonna be using it as long as we don't, you know, because we've been dumping for how many years for water digs and everything else, so we finally got rid of all that stuff. So we do have quite a bit more room down there to stockpile more. Not as much as we'd like to have, I'm sure. I mean, if we can get a lot more of it and put it somewhere, that'd be great.
But yeah, I think we should put it on the market to see what happens.
Yeah, I was thinking that the other day. I mean, we take some of that dirt out there, keep it for ourselves. Somebody comes up with something, we let it go. And
If no one has any more discussion, I'll call for a motion that we approve the exclusive listing agreement for the city-owned property, 7907 Thunderbird Trail.
so,
Motion made by Koivunen, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Rousey, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Tell you what, they did a lot of airport projects out of that gravel pit. I mean, those are huge jobs.
There's a lot in there.
I don't know
It's
if you
actually
can,
nice stuff too.
I don't know if
Not very many rocks or anything else.
it's proximity to the lake. I don't think you can go towards the lake anymore. I thought that was one of the detriments with that, as far as
We've been
depth
digging in
and
the
that.
same bank for quite a while. We just keep digging in that bank.
To the north end.
Yeah.
On the-
North end.
to the north end.
It's a west end, I guess.
Okay, because I know there's one thing, there's a certain distance from the lake. I don't know if we achieved that, but it wasn't far away, you know. That. Then we'll move on to number 6, resolution authorizing the city of Eveleth to make application to and accept funds from the Minnesota Department of Iron Range Resources and Rehabilitation for the East Range Development Achievement Center.
Mayor and Council, we would be acting as the fiscal agent like we have in the past many times for area businesses. And the East Range DAC is focusing on some ADA accessibility updates, some ADA door replacements, some floor cover replacements, and some interior painting. So we need fiscal agent.
And I'll tell you what, that is really a worthwhile facility to have in the city. They do a lot of good things. And I would be only too happy to act as the fiscal agent for them. Anybody else have any discussion or comments? Call for a motion that we approve this resolution.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey, we have a support.
sport.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Resolution accepting K-9 donation from Bonnie McDowell. She's donated before, hasn't she, Chief?
Mayor and Council, Bonnie has been one of our big supporters of the K-9 unit. She donates on a regular basis. So
That's what I thought.
we'd really like to say thank you to Bonnie for all her support.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that was one of the best things brought to the council was that dog. And
Yeah.
we went on it right away, and thank God, because you know what, it's been worth its weight. I mean, he's been great, everything's working out.
And Sergeant Elias has been doing just an outstanding job. He just finished certification again. The dog did very, very well. Finished at the top of his class. So I think we're very fortunate to have that team here in our community.
Well, like I said, I saw the dog in action that one day, and I almost came out because he says, "Come out, or we're letting the dog go." I'm walking right next to the officer. I mean, it's really something. If you ever have the opportunity, if they do something where you could come and watch, I would say go to it, because it's unbelievable how smart that dog is and a handler, and it's really something to see.
Well, you know, the staff brought that before us. They did all kind of research and everything, you know, all the answers. And what I saw is a big safety factor and increases the efficiency of the department.
I like to do it after Brian. Oh, that was nice to see.
Well, I've seen what they can do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
come out too.
Yeah, there's something
And
to watch.
fast.
That first dog was something else. That dog was made to chase them terrorists in Afghanistan. That's what that dog was trained for.
Yeah, I had an attitude. Remember your arm shoot?
I'd like to call for a motion. We accept the resolution and send Bonnie a letter of thanks for her continuing support.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis. We have a support.
Support.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Any council presentations or committee reports?
Well, committee, we had a meeting last Monday. I attended by Zoom. The fire department committee. A little bit of itch in the giddy up still, and we don't have a meeting or a future meeting scheduled as yet, but we have some bugs we have to iron out before we go forward, just so that you guys are aware that it's kind of problematic at the moment, but I'm pretty sure it's something we can work through. I don't know if Councilor Rousey would have anything to
I
add?
have additional information.
Okay,
Today in discussions, I was advised that they are planning to have a meeting at a regular time, second Monday, and that the joint powers agreement is going to be the subject. I think that Jack is privy to this also as far as issues and thoughts on that. And they're going to have a meeting and continue on as best they can until they get things figured out. But there are hang-ups, you're right, there is a ditch in it, you know.
yeah, nothing we can't work past.
Oh, no, it's nothing, it's just another bump in the road.
You know, you take a look at the overall picture, it's a really big undertaking, a really huge undertaking. And, you know, you're looking at, we've got a few months into it now, and when the project is actually gonna take years, so.
Yeah, this isn't a 6-month project.
Yeah,
This is 5 years, easy.
There might be some members of that committee that are a little bit more anxious than us older folks are to get things accomplished, but, you know, we recognize the fact that these things take time. And it's for everybody's betterment, I mean, for the city of Eveleth as well as the town of Fales, so. We'll keep working on it, and I guess we'll keep you apprised of any other developments as they come up.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, because Joe and I were at an airport commission meeting, and I'll tell you what, they have been really good meetings.
Yes.
And Mayor Cuffey was there, and Councilor Johnson, and we've all got the same vision where we'd like to see this place go and how it's going to benefit the communities the most, which is really nice. In the meetings before were always so confrontational and adversarial.
And I
No, it's a
actually don't
pleasure.
even mind being on it now
No.
for a sub, because we're actually getting stuff done. You
Yeah.
know, we're going in the right direction, and it's very nice working with Mayor Cuffey and Councilor Peterson and, you know, Brits and Jackie, and I mean, we're going the right way.
Yep, it
I'm
is.
reading the minutes, and they seem to be well
And
structured.
everybody
and
brings
everything-
good questions, and most of all, we get the answers. And, yeah, they've come a long way. I've actually enjoyed the meetings.
Oh, and Chris has got all the numbers, how they should be, and you can understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, she knows. Any questions? It's working out really great. I think that was a good move we made, because we got a heck of an investment sitting out
Oh,
there.
and I forgot about Chief there too.
Oh, that's right, you were
Yes.
there too.
Yes, I forgot. I mean, everybody's just all together and we all have questions that get answered. And you're not going away wondering, you know, what this and that's gonna do. It's all right there and most of it gets answered.
Yeah, we could have used you at the old meetings, Chief. That's where we needed you.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it's actually a pleasure to go to those meetings.
Yeah, I don't mind them.
You know, everybody's got the same vision for that place, which is nice. And they're gonna make some common sense moves there.
Yep.
But other than that, I really don't have much other than to say I'm glad it's warming up.
I got to see, I think we all noticed that the new signs are on Coffee on Main now at the Grant Pierce Plaza. I keep poking my head in there, it looks like it's getting closer and closer.
That's really a nice asset.
He's gonna
Main
have
Street.
it, I talked to Jerry, and then they're gonna have, sweets in there from Mary's Morsels with coffee and Wi-Fi, and I think they're getting closer. I don't know exactly when yet, but it peeking in there really looks nice. So I wanna commend them on doing a great job with that building and getting this coffee shop opened up, because I think it'll be an asset for us.
Well, these times to make an investment like that, you know,
Yes.
that's a big step, a real big
The
step.
building looks great,
It does.
you know, it's right in the middle of downtown, so I think it's an asset.
From what could have transpired, we could have a building unused and becoming dilapidated.
You know what happens.
Stuff like that. And
Yeah.
here, we have a very nice building in the center of town, with a
Yeah.
function, well maintained. I think it's just a
I think when he
bonus.
gets
Just a bonus.
like he has the salon in there now and he starts getting more businesses that, shops in there and stuff, I think it's a plus.
Oh, definitely.
Any business brought to town is great.
And being a caveman, I'm not too much into that internet stuff, but that sweet stuff.
Yeah, I'm not into the coffee, but that sweet stuff is
The
really
coffee and
good.
sweet stuff, you can play on your internet all you want, but just do that Mary's Morse.
Scones.
Oh, Lord.
That's the trouble, you got weather like this, what do? Sit in the house and you're just snacking. That's the problem. You can't even go out, the dog don't even wanna go out, so
No.
there you're stuck.
Play with the dog and eat.
Yeah.
I sort of truffle.
Oh,
Joe, you have anything else
no,
to bring
I
up?
just about talked out.
Brian,
No, sir?
John?
Other than the HRA meeting was postponed due to lack of an agenda, but we did say that we will have a March meeting because there must be some business that has to be taken care of in March, but we haven't had too much on that front. And I haven't heard anything from the trails or anything either, so that's still stumbling along. It'll get there eventually.
It was nice, nice meeting. I'm glad everybody could attend that workshop at the county on that road plan. Pushing that road through from Station 44 and coming out, by in the industrial park. I think that's just a huge safety factor for that school. When you look at all the traffic.
It's a double bonus because anytime that you can open up an area with a road like that, it enables land use
Yep.
and different opportunities like that. But the safety factor was the biggest thing that I think of the whole thing is that you can't have that much traffic.
Well, it was,
Through
I know
that portal.
we recognize it. It was really nice to see the county recognize that right away too, you know. That was gonna be a big issue. Because not only the school buses, but parents bringing kids there, vendors, you know, using that
It's,
big school complex there. Grade school and high school there.
when that's up and running, then you're gonna see a traffic flow that's
Yeah.
a pattern that you're not gonna be used to till you get used to it. There's gonna be lots of traffic.
Yeah, I think that was that's a real good project. Really, real good
Opens up the
project.
Blueberry fields back there too, we don't have to walk so far.
You're too old to pick
I get
blueberries.
someone to do it for me. I should
Oh,
have
okay, you should have said that ahead of time.
I sit by the truck and wait.
And have Canaris do it. They put it in pints in the pie, very easy.
I go out to the berry farm out on 37, they got nice chairs and big berries. Look fast.
Anything else, John?
I'm good, sorry.
Chief, you got anything?
Mayor and Council, I just want to remind the public, we've been a little bit lenient with this cold weather, with cars not moving or starting. But there comes a time in this week, the weather warming up. We haven't had snow for quite a while, and there's some snowbirds out there that haven't moved that we are requesting, please move them or they will be towed. That goes for the parking lots, where we started towing as well. They got to get out and move them or they will be towed. So just a friendly reminder, move them quickly if you can.
I have one question. It's unvetted information. Well, I have to state that, otherwise people think I know what I'm talking about. I was told that at a certain minus degree, that you don't ticket for off-site parking, because you don't want people running their cords across the street.
Well, they can't run across
can't.
the street.
That's so that you're allowing, like, I don't know if they told me it was 10 below, 15, 20 below. I don't know what the number was.
We use it as a discretion with the officers that are working and how cold it gets. And if people call up, we do have a no-start list. They can call up ahead of time and say, I can't get my car started. We take that information down, and if they do get a ticket, I will take care of it. Or call us right away the next day and say, I'm sorry, I couldn't get my car started. And we gauge it on the temperature as well.
That's what I thought.
It's usually the parking lots are kind of the worst culprits.
So they don't move for a month.
It's the same suspects for
They don't
them.
move for a
you know.
month.
And
That's-
Mary, you're right, it's the same people. A lot of times I will even go out of my way to just try to call the registered owner, but a lot of these vehicles are being sold and titles aren't being transferred. But a lot of the vehicles we're dealing with are repeated ones, so they know better.
That's what I'm hoping we get that property down there where Bill's Audio was. Maybe then we can rent space there until if you ever do a building where people can have their own off-street parking lot there, get some of them vehicles or a boat sitting there, you know. It stays out of the way, but. Anything else, Chief?
Nope, that's it, Mayor.
Mark, you got anything to add?
I don't think so, Mayor. That's it.
Ellen?
Nothing great, Mayor.
Jackie?
I'm good, thank you.
Steph? Mitch?
Nothing, Mayor.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you here tonight. Now that they're warmed up, I see you here.
It's nice out there this evening. Yeah.
Well, since there's no one in the audience who wants to say anything, I will adjourn the meeting.